Hello, what's up? This is Livy Igwe coming live from London. If you guys are watching me on a replay, drop me a hashtag style. Y'all know the drill. I help the multicultural and multi-ethnic to brand on social media and to earn also at the same time. So I am just having to hold the phone just like this. Hey Bruna, hey Ashley, hey Sasha, Kiara, Eunice, comment ça va? Tu vas bien? Hey Mikey, how are you guys? Good evening to you all. Today we're going to be talking about the VAV. Rate. I put it on the top of Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I don't know if I did that on TikTok, but we're going to be talking about how to crush it in sales with the VAV. And I took my notes and I thought it would be really cool, but clearly I did not do the right thing. Just give me a minute. Yes, we're good. I'm a trusty little notes. If you guys know, if I don't have notes, we're going to go freestyle and I'll probably go into preaching about Jesus. So, how are you, my love, Bruna? Hey, Emma, Kiara, Sasha. Okay. Bon, on va commencer. I'm just going to do it in English, French. Then just going to, je fais le call en anglais, vu que l'anglais, c'est ma première langue. Mais toi, je sais que je dois te parler, Makita, et Sacha, donc je le fais que en anglais. Okay? So, let's jump into today, talking about, if my notes and my thing would completely go, is what is required in branding and sales. And I talked about the VAV. And for the ones that don't know what VAV stands for, it stands for values, ambition, and vision. And I'm going to go over a couple of things. Hey, Kat, for you guys to really understand. Hey, Elena, right? So VAV, values, ambition, and vision. That is what you're needing to be able to build a brand. That is what you're needing in order to start. But before we get there, what you guys need to understand is, what is it exactly that you need? You need to be rebellious. And I know some of y'all be like, yeah, but what do you mean, Olivia, rebellious? You need to be rebellious about what you are convinced about. You need to be rebellious about what you know you stand for, right? And I don't know what that would be. Denise. Oh, hey, Denise, it's been a long time. I don't know what that would be, Elena. I don't know what that would be, Kat. I don't know what that would be, Bruna. No, Cassie. No, Sasha. I don't know what that would be for you. But I know for me means that I have to be loud. I have to talk about things that I'm convinced about. I have to be able to convey my messy brain that is so creative, that is also perfectionist, that is wanting to get everything, every ducks in a row, but also being okay that I have to put myself out there. But it will not happen if you're not rebellious with yourself. Jesus wasn't rebellious. I'm going to go to the Bible, but whatever. We're not going to go too deep into that. Jesus wasn't he was rebellious in talking to people that you thought you had a judgment over, but save them. Now, I know some of y'all are not religious. Chicken fried rice. I don't know if you're religious. Doesn't matter. I'm not here to talk about religion. I'm just talking for you guys to understand that if you listen to music, if you go to church, if you go to a brand, they had to stand out in order for them to be different. If not, they would not be here. Because society wants to put you in a box, right? Facts. Society wants to put you in a box so you do everything the same thing. I still remember when I was working in fashion and when I was working for a company, I'd always get people come up to me and always want to start chatting to me, or you get personal shoppers come up and want to have a chat, etc. Why? Because I am different. I stand out. I'm not your regular Olivia person. I am the one, and I always say what? I say hello, hello, hello. Hello, definitely 100%. I always say hello, hello, hello. My name is Olivia. I'm live from London. What do? I help the multicultural, multi-ethnic to brand on social media and to earn at the same time. Hashtag hybrid if that's for you. If that's not for you, that's fine. It does not matter. But I repeat it all the time. Why? Because just like the commercial that you watch on social media, or I don't know, if you guys are in London, what do they say when we're underground? They say, see it, say it, sort it. Why do I know that? Because they repeat it all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. So what, Bruna, can you repeat all the time? What can you repeat, JD? What can you repeat, Dulce? What can you repeat, Elena? What can you repeat, right? And I'm going to give you 3 things that is required in sales and branding. Number 1, you need to know your values. My values, and I always talk about that. I talk about you have to be empathetic if you want to work within the team. If you're wanting to brand and sell at the same time, you got to be empathetic. You got to have also energy. I can't work with somebody that has low energy. You got to be willing. You got to be hungry for change, right? You also have to be. So I said energy. I said empathetic. You have to also have execution, right? We say something, we do it. We're not. I'll think about it and see if I think or if I should. No, 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 no. It's execution. Why? Because there's no procrastination. Because you're in it straight away. So once you have the empathy where you see people where they are, where you also understand that we women were so good at being empathetic, we're so good at listening to people. And sometimes people are like, yeah, but I I remember this conversation that I had with somebody, and she was saying that she was going to go on holiday. Like I can remember conversations of people because I listen. I am present, and we're so good at that, Bruna. You're so good at that, Denise. You're so good at that, Athene. You're so good at that, Duce, right? At being able to listen to people where they are. Doesn't mean necessarily they want to do business. Some of y'all won't do business with me. I'm cool with that. Some of y'all may never buy my product from me. I'm cool with that. I'll still show up. I'll still give value because in being rebellious means that you're going to give your soul. Being rebellious means that you're going to probably give more than what you're going to get. I always say network marketing, you do a little for a lot, and at some point you'll do a lot for a little. Wait, you'll do a little? Yes, for a lot. Wait, a lot for a little, and a little for a lot. I got myself confused. Because it's sales, guys. Salespeople need to understand who they have in front of you. So your values, what is it that you stand for? I stand for the multicultural, the multi-ethnic ones. I'm convinced that my energy, my passion, and I was talking to somebody that I just recruited a couple of days ago, and she's in the Netherlands. I She came on board because she saw me consistently and said, I still don't exactly know what you do, but I believe so much in what you do that I'm hungry for change. Some people don't necessarily need to know the whole ins and out of what you do. Love it, you love it. Like some people don't need to know all the ins and outs, but they need to feel your soul. You don't know Kim Kardashian, but yeah, you still bought the Skims. You don't know Kanye West, but you still bought it. You don't know Beyonce, although I have met Beyonce, but that's another story for another time. But it doesn't matter. You don't know Karl Lagerfeld, although I have met him, but that's okay. But you still bought his pieces. You still bought that Chanel bag. You still bought that Tomboy one. Hey Albert. Hey Gemma. So my thing is that if you want to crush it in sales, you have to be rebellious. That this is the only thing, and this is the only person that I am in. You either take it or you leave it, and that's okay. I'm not for everyone. I posted this morning on LinkedIn saying, don't fall in love with the metrics of the likes. The likes don't pay and they're not equal to your worth. I met somebody the other day. We went for a drink. She barely comments on any of my live. Why? Because I know who comments on my live. I see the interaction and I'm very observant. Barely goes on my live. What did she say? She said, Olivia, I admire the fact that first I thought network marketing didn't work. I didn't think it was working anymore. But by me seeing you show up consistently, I see it actually works. It's not for me right now, but that's absolutely fine. But let me tell you this. I watch everything that you say and I apply it. I don't tell you, but I've been doing it for the last 6, 7 months. And that just brings me to you guys understanding that that is what showing up consistently with your message is on. How can you understand the metrics? Preach. Okay, we're preaching. How can you understand the metrics? You understand the metrics by the conversation or the comments. So, for example, I posted something on Facebook just because I'm the person I'll talk and I will talk and I won't talk. I won't walk and not talk. I do the talk, and I walk the walk. Posted something about saying, we're not doing meetings where there's no food. Don't call me if that we're not going to a place and we're not having food. The comments were crazy. That's me. I eat all the time. We need food. Now we had one particular person in the comment that said, "Oh no, that's I disagree with that." Now, of course, that person does have like um digestive issues and stuff. So, point of it, there was one person that disagreed with it, but the rest of the feed, everybody agreed with it. That is how you build your values. You guys know I love food. don't invite me to anywhere if I'm not eating. If we're not eating, I don't want to go. Well, Bruno, I know everywhere we eat, everywhere we go, we'll be eating, right? But I don't want it. Albert knows I eat everywhere. Like, I'm not having just a drink. I have already my root chakra drink. I'm already bringing it. So we don't need the energy. We already have the energy in there. We're not taking anything else. We're fine. I don't want the coffee unless it's hot chocolate and it's from Italy, because I'm very picky and it's not got milk in it. Then absolutely, let's go. Otherwise, we just take the chakra drink, or the one that we call the the crack drink, right, or the voodoo drink. I don't care. But we're going on a mission to eat, and because my belly needs to be full, and that's when you know the food is good, right? But that's me. For my friend that disagreed on that comment, it's not her thing. She doesn't want to do that. She much prefers going for a drink, and that's it. Cool for you, boo. Ain't for me. Mm-mm. But you'll find your tribe while you are number one, your values, number two, your ambition. Who is it that you have overcome? Ed Milet said this, right? He said, you're completely qualified to help somebody. You're completely qualified to help somebody because you've been through what they have been. You're completely qualified to help somebody because you have experienced what you have overcome. Therefore, you are qualified to help someone. You're qualified. Bruno, you're qualified to help somebody because you've overcome it. You have gone from building whatever you've done to being where the place you are. And I know we talk about what you've gone through, so like I don't want to go over, because I know some of y'all don't really want to talk about your life. That's absolutely fine. But you have overcome the hugest adversity of your health, so you are qualified to help somebody, and you can do it through the rest of the food. Denise is completely qualified to help women look and feel good because she, at one point, didn't find the right clothes that suited her. So she built her brand so she could talk to her right people. Scotland 01, I don't know. Tina, I don't really know you. From Albert. Albert is completely qualified, even though he was at the army, even though he served for his country. He is completely qualified to help men that have gone through PTSD, that have gone through heartbreak, that have gone through, because he was married once, but he has overcome that. He is completely qualified to help somebody. He's also completely qualified to be an osteopath because he has worked on his art and his craft, and we went to Bible study together, so I know the man. He is completely qualified to help other people, and specifically he can help men because he's been in those situations where men have been hurt. You're qualified. I'm qualified to talk about abortion. I've been through it. I've been through two. I'm qualified to talk about the fact that I was supposed to get married, but the guy dumped me. I'm qualified to talk about that. Hey, Jennifer, I can completely qualify. Why? Because in sales, it only requires you to be rebellious at that. Now, of course, you need the cash flow to be able to monetize. So if that's something for you, you want to monetize and you want to do it through a holistic approach and network marketing, because I don't do only like the manifestation, the stuff, whatever. Like, it has to be action. There's faith, there's action, there's strategy, right? I don't do the fluffy stuff. We put it into action. There's systems in this, right? Because we're building a business. It's not just fluffiness. At this point, we're in 2024. We don't have much time on this planet. So goal is to have systems where everybody comes in. They know what to do, where to go, what to do, how to earn, how to brand, and there you are. Bob's your uncle. Is it work? Absolutely. But you can draw. There's a forum on TikTok, and I shall leave the live on Insta, Facebook, and YouTube, so you guys can watch it there. But let's go back to, I don't know why I was going to say sardines, but let's go back to our sheep. Value what? Ambition is who you are and how you can change people. My goal is to help the multicultural, multi-ethnic to brand on social media and to earn. Why? Because there are way too many of us, way too many multicultural, multi-ethnic of us that feel that we don't have a seat at the table. And we deserve to have a seat at the table because nobody told you. But you know why? Because I am rebellious enough to have had doors close at me where people said I did not have my worth. I wasn't seated at that table, but I will walk in that for you because I will be that leader so others can open up. Have you ever been that eldest sister where you're opening for somebody, you're opening the door for your brothers and sisters? Yeah, I was the one. All right, I'm the eldest. So I opened the doors for my brothers and sisters for us to like go out a little bit later, or, to have the first car, to have the car. Like, the firstborn is always the first one to open the door. In branding and sales, you're going to have to be the leader, the rebellious one that still has authority, that still is kind, that still is empathetic, that still is genuinely respect. I respect you, but let me tell you this, I'll crush you. Now, when I say I'll crush you in the sense of you'll always have people that will try and, break whatever you have, but because you haven't built the values of what you stand for, what are your 4 words? Find those. Your ambition, what are you there to change? And sometimes, don't get me to this, not everybody's an entrepreneur. Right, I'm the youngest, but I opened the door for my sister and to my yes, to my sister to immigrate into the UK. Absolutely, you're still a leader. I only said it because yes, I'm the eldest, but sometimes, even in the midst of being the youngest or the middle or the sandwich or whatever, you could still open the door. And when I say open the door, it's also for the ones for the lost. It's also for the ones that feel that they've done in their career, they may be in their 40s or their 50s, and like, I don't think I have a voice. I'm here to open the door and show you that you have a voice. You definitely have a voice. And sometimes it means that I have to show up a little bit more for you to tell you that it is possible. I can't make the jump, but I will make it. I will open that door for you. Right. And so I love what you're saying, Bruno, because that sometimes comes in the midst of, and I was listening to church yesterday and we were talking about the fact of tithing and some other things, but your rebellion will have to come from a mustard seed. And sometimes it won't be understood, but it will be when you know deep down inside that you're meant to not do a 9 to 5, or you're not meant to just do a job at the 9 to 5. You're meant for more. And some of you are probably watching this and you're like, look, but I don't see myself. I don't see myself do. I don't think I want to be an entrepreneur, but I still want to serve. Right. Hey, Eve. Oh my goodness, I really did. I really did it the live today. I really needed it. No worries, my love. I was actually thinking, should I go live at this time? But I was like, you know what? Just go. So I'm glad the Holy Spirit spoke through me. Right. So by me going live, I swear it will inspire others. Had I not met this person last, which was yesterday, Tanya said, I've been watching your lives. I barely comment on it, but every time that I hear something from what you say, I apply it straight away because there's like a golden nugget. And every time I see your comment, I feel as if I know you, but I don't know you at the same time. What if you can inspire your people by showing up constantly, by giving the word of light? It could be inspiration. It could be motivation. I mean, I don't really like motivation, but inspiration is how you can inspire people where they are by a smile, right? Every time I would go and work at where I'd be working at, they'd always say, every time I see you, you always like a bowl of energy. You're always smiling. I'm like, what? Would you want me to cry every time you see me? No, because I want to bring something else that the world is just pulling you down into negativity. And my foot is sleeping right now, but it's okay. So you've got to be that sort of like so it's like a seed, right? You're the seed that is planted, but in order for it to work, you've got to add what? Water. But you've got to add what? You got to be in the right soil. The right soil is how you're going to protect your values. Who do you aspire to be? Who are the people that are uplifting you? Who are the people that are really just like draining in, well, giving you the light, right, that are feeding you, that are showcasing the things that your brain needs. Like this morning, my holy grail of me just being able to feel good is working out CrossFit. I know it's a very sort of alpha workout, but I like it. I like being challenged. I like it when I can lift heavy. I love it when I can lift heavier than a man. Like it excites me, right? But that's me, right? That is my feel. But then I listen to like worship music. I listen to things that elevate me, the podcast, right? And then once I've done that, then I start serving as you're the soil, you're the seed in the ground as you're watering and you got the plants and the leaves and whatever. Who are you touching? Who are you changing lives? I always say I want to do two things. I want to pour into someone today, and I want to have somebody pour back into me. The pouring back in me could be listening to a podcast, could be having a conversation with someone. This morning it was a friend, because we're building in the Netherlands, right? If you guys don't know, we retail nutritional supplements, and we've opened in the Netherlands. And so I was asking a couple of my friends that have done um that's tried the products, and I just needed a couple testimonials. My friend reached out to me. Hey, Levan had just told me, and he said, look, I will do the testimonial for you, like, absolutely, I'll do the video, blah blah blah. And I was like, and he said some other words that touched my soul, and that was just my cup being fueled by him. Not that I intentionally needed it, but he fueled my cup, right? Now my goal is, as I'm going live on all four platforms, so YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, is I am pouring back into you guys. Had to move here because my TikTok is back. No worries, love, no worries. I was wondering, like, why are you doing? Hey, Rose Gold. So I really want you guys, hey Sarah, is to understand that if you could apply everything that you've heard from today on the VAV, so values, ambition, and vision, which we're going to talk about, you have to be rebellious. It is not even a if, it's a requirement. You have no choice if you want to stand out. Now, will it hurt? Probably. Will people talk about you? Probably. Will it look really weird at first and you feel like you're talking to no one and nobody's giving any feedback and there's no one right now? Probably it will. But let me tell you this, in the next 5, 6 years, if you put in the work right now, I'll tell you the blessing will come for sure. I cannot tell you when it will come, because the bamboo that sprouts, I cannot tell you. It takes 5 years for a bamboo to start sprouting out. But once a bamboo grows, you know it grows. It grows really, really fast. So I want you guys to identify as a bamboo, as I'm pouring into me at the same time I'm serving. So every single day, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to pour into myself. Well, I'm going to pour into somebody else, right? Into somebody's life by inspiring them some way, shape, or form. For at some point, somebody pouring back into me. Now, I don't know how that could be. That could maybe be at first, you're going to be doing a lot of pouring out before you receive, but that does not matter, right? We give as branders or creators or people that have a voice. You have to give more than what you receive. Okay. So we talked about the values. We talk about the ambition, which was VAV. So values, ambition, and vision. The last thing is I want you to speak about your vision. I want you to explain, tell people, where is it that you're heading? What is it that you're doing, Murphy? Thanks for the follow. What is it that you're doing, Levon? What is it you're doing, Chris? What is it you're doing, Sarah, Bruna, Shelbs, to I know Denise, you're on. I don't know whoever's still on. Sasha, Kiara, like, what is it that you guys are going to be? What is the vision? Because if there is no vision, the people perish, right? I think it's Habakkuk 2:2, without going into much of the Bible. But you cannot create something if you're not telling where the people where you're heading. Why do I always say when I start my lives, I'm Olivia, I'm Olivia Igwe, coming live from London. I help the multicultural and the multi-ethnic to brand on social media and to earn at the same time. What does that mean? We sell supplements and we brand you at the same time, but we build it through you, right? No, Jose, what? No, Jose, what, Gemma? You've got to be able to explain exactly where you're heading. Now, not everybody's going to understand your story. Not everybody's going to understand where you're heading, but that's okay. You're not made for everyone. If not, everybody would love you. And that's not the world. Not everybody likes Trump. Not everybody likes Beyonce. Not everybody likes Rihanna. Not everybody likes whoever. It does not matter. Not everybody likes. But in the midst of the branding and the sales and being rebellious all the time, you will find your people. It's a fact. You'll find your community. But it will not happen if you don't show up at the level consistently for you. The consistently doesn't mean that you guys have to go live every single day like I do. But it will require you to be diligent. right? You don't get abs in the gym, or you don't get abs anywhere if you don't show up to the gym, if you don't take care of your nutrition, if you don't commit to the decision. It does not happen. So you have to start thinking, okay, Gemma, okay, Lisa, okay, Bruna, okay, Sarah, okay, Shelves, okay, Sasha, what is it that now I've got to talk and speak my vision? Because I can tell you, the vision that we have for the league, if you guys don't know what the league is in where we're heading. If you guys don't know, I retail and I sell premium nutritional supplements through the network marketing model. But the team that we have is called the league. Why is it called the league? The league is all different people. If you guys watch football or not, we have, my dad's a massive fan of Manchester United, but whatever, it does not matter. You have leagues is different people from different backgrounds. You have number 7, you have number 5, you have number 15, you have number 2, you have number 4, you have number 7. They all have different positions in life on the football pitch. But you know what unites them is that they work all together for one vision, one mission: to serve the multicultural, multi-ethnic, to brand on social media, and to earn. Now, maybe in your message, it may be a little bit different. That is fine. But ultimately, it's for the lost and found that feel that they don't have enough to be able to pay paycheck to paycheck. Life is getting more and more expansive. We're having to go through more and more issues in life, and you are fed up of living paycheck to paycheck, that at some point you need more cash flow to be able to take your kids on holiday, and you know that there's a vision, that you know that there's an opportunity. That's who I serve. That is the vision. So when you see on the league, you can see Samira, a mother of one, or mother two, or a mother of one, single mom, does not matter. She was able to earn an extra 200 pounds per month. You can see Farid, a PT. He was wanting to supplement, add cash flow, so he joined and decided to do that. You can see so many other names that I could name, but because they decided to take one vision, mission, doing it together as serve at the same time. Because there's two things people need in life, right? And I'm going to leave you guys with this. As much as, yes, there's the values, there's the VAV, so the value, the ambition, and the vision. One of the reasons why people are scared of showing up on social media is, one, because you think you're not worth it. Number 2 is because you probably been let go in the past. And number 3, you have an issue with cash flow. Because if you had the money, if you had the worth, if you had the vision, you'd be able to crush it. But because you don't have it, you are stuck in your old beliefs. And so by building your confidence in getting better at sales, in getting it better at branding, in getting better at telling your own story. One of the reasons people don't like selling, and they say, yeah, I don't like selling. I'm like, lies. It's not that you don't like selling. It's because there's no purpose to attach. Because let me tell you this. If I had, God forbid, had to take your child, had to take your cat, had to take your dog, had to take the thing that was so precious to you, and I said, you got 24 hours to find the money, would you find it? The answer is yes. You would find the money. You would find the change to get that done. But because your back is not necessarily against the wall, because you're not really wanting to change, you don't want to. Because it's easier. It's easier to be on benefits from the government. Why would I change? Just sending me money. Yeah, but that's still paycheck to paycheck, my mentality wise. Change only happens when you're ready to change. Hey, Vanessa love. And I'm saying it from a place where I've been in your shoes. I've been in a place where I had to pay rent, and my landlord had to wait just a couple of more days for me to pay rent. She said, no, I will throw you out, when I was living in Italy. That I told myself, I cannot live paycheck to paycheck no more. I have to find a vision. I have to find a way for me to have and be able to have cash flow, because I cannot live like this anymore. And I'm not saying it's easy. Don't get me wrong. Sales is not easy. Branding is not easy. Showing up on social media, promoting supplements that, it's not necessarily your brand. And network marketing sometimes has this like, really bad rep, but it doesn't matter. The only rebellious ones are the ones that will show the light and truth. But at the end of the day, it's sales. You're either being sold or you're selling to someone. Yeah. You're either being sold or you're selling to someone. As much as you guys like it or not. Why'd you guys buy that Hoover? Because you got sold on the TV that it was the best thing and you saw so many reviews on TikTok. And so you're like, oh man, I need to get it. It is what it is. So why don't you start being the promoter of your life? You get to decide and write your own book. But some of y'all are way too scared to write your own book because you're living way too much in the past. So true. I'm glad it resonates, Runa. Some of y'all are just living so much into, oh, I wish I could change. You can change. You're talking to somebody that thought at the age of 30, and even though like I'm 35, I'm not that old. But I thought I didn't have a voice. I really thought that I was going to be a fashion stylist. I was going to be working with celebrities and stuff. Until I got bored. Living paycheck to paycheck wasn't something I wanted. If I don't work, I don't get paid. But I didn't have the love that I had for fashion anymore. And so I prayed to God. I was like, look, God, bring me an opportunity that can bring body, mind, and soul. I said, not network marketing though. So bring me anything else you want. 24 hours, a friend calls me up. He says, hey, look, I really appreciate you. We've done business before. And he's like, look, I really think this business model would be the best for you. I was like, what is it? He says supplements. I was like, do I look like I would sell supplements? He said, you got 5 hours to decide. Hung up. 3 years later, look at where she is. In the midst of the darkness, when I was laying on that cold floor, when COVID had just started, I didn't know what I was going to do. But I trusted. I fell in love with the process. I had to get back up a couple of times. I got hit a couple of times. I'm still living in the hit right now. I was supposed to get married. Didn't get married. Thought I was going to live like a forever life with my 7-year relationship with my ex. Ain't happening. But it doesn't matter because you know what? I got the value, I got the ambition, I got the vision. And if I can hold the vision, at some point God will come through. But it won't come through alone. So my message for you is, if that's something for you, you're looking for an opportunity, you're looking for another way, drop hybrid, or you can message me, you can follow me. There should be a link above somewhere, wherever around, or you can just message me on any platform. But if there's one thing here and you're not interested, that's absolutely fine. I want you really in sales, you got to start being rebellious. You got to stand for your values. Ah, ma belle, comment tu vas? Ça fait longtemps. Hey, Sam. You've got to stand for who you are. Because if it's not you, it will be somebody else. And that you cannot do to yourself. And I don't care if it's at a huge level. You can still inspire someone. Ed Milet said, you can still help someone because you've been through what you have overcome. Therefore, you are qualified to help them get onto the other side. You're qualified, M. You're qualified, Vanessa. You're qualified, Zoe. You're qualified, Bruna. You're qualified, Sam. You're qualified, Sarah. You're qualified. You're absolutely qualified. But you won't be qualified if you don't accept the mission. Okay, guys. Guys, I love you. I appreciate you. Remember to be you, do you. The world does not dictate who you are, but you dictate the world. TikTok. I will leave the live on Insta and Facebook. If this resonated, do share it with a friend. If you don't know, I'm Olivia Igwe. And that's pretty much it. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. You're welcome, my love. You're welcome. Anytime.